At the crowded airport lounge, the hum of announcements and hurried footsteps filled the air. A well-dressed woman sat quietly in the corner, her expression calm but her eyes tired. She was Ariana Miles, one of the country's youngest and most successful CEOs, a woman known for her strength, precision, and brilliance. Yet, at that moment, her world revolved not around her billion-dollar company but around the little girl sitting beside her, her 6-year-old daughter, Lily, who hadn't spoken a word since birth. Lily's large brown eyes scanned the terminal, clutching her small teddy bear tightly. She watched the planes take off through the glass window with fascination, her lips forming silent words no one could hear. Ariana gently tucked a strand of hair behind her daughter's ear, smiling faintly. She was exhausted from back-to-back meetings and cross-country travel, but more than that, she was exhausted from the loneliness that came with her success. No one knew the real reason Ariana avoided interviews about her perfect life. They didn't know the pain behind her polished smile, or the quiet heartbreak that came every time someone looked at her daughter with pity. Lily was her everything, but Ariana often felt helpless, unable to bridge the silent world her daughter lived in. The announcement echoed overhead, Flight 982 to Seattle delayed by 2 hours. Ariana sighed. Another delay. She leaned back, closing her eyes briefly. That's when it happened. Across the waiting area, a man and a small boy sat eating sandwiches. The boy spilled his juice and began to cry, and the man, a tall, rugged-looking father, quickly comforted him, signing words gently with his hands. Ariana froze. Her eyes widened. He was signing. Lily's eyes lit up instantly. She stared, completely mesmerized by the man's hands moving gracefully in the air. Without warning, she slipped off her seat and walked toward him. Ariana stood up, panic rising in her chest. "Lily," she whispered sharply, hurrying after her. By the time she reached them, Lily was already standing before the man, signing shyly. The man's face softened into a kind smile. He responded instantly, his hands moving in smooth, practiced gestures. The boy beside him giggled and joined in. Ariana stood still, completely frozen. For the first time, she saw her daughter talking. Not with words, but with joy in her eyes, laughter on her face, and connection in every gesture. It was as if the silent world she had lived in had suddenly burst open with color and warmth. The man looked up at Ariana. "She's wonderful," he said softly. His voice was gentle, filled with understanding. "Your daughter, she signs beautifully." Ariana blinked rapidly, trying to steady her voice. You know sign language?" He nodded. "I do. My son, Ethan, was born deaf. We've been signing since he was a baby." He smiled, then noticed the emotion in her eyes. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to intrude." "No," Ariana said quickly, her voice trembling. "You didn't. You don't know what this means to me." She watched Lily laughing silently as Ethan showed her a new sign. Tears filled her eyes. She's never connected with anyone like this before." The man smiled warmly. "Sometimes, all it takes is someone who speaks their language." Ariana felt something shift inside her, a deep ache melting into gratitude. For years, she had felt isolated, like no one could truly understand her daughter's world. But this man, this complete stranger, had just built a bridge in a matter of minutes. They sat together as the hours passed. His name was Ryan, a single dad who worked as a special education teacher. His wife had passed away years ago, leaving him to raise Ethan alone. Yet there was no bitterness in him, only kindness and quiet strength. Ariana found herself laughing, really laughing, for the first time in a long while. They talked about parenthood, about struggles and small victories. She confessed how she'd thrown herself into her career to give Lily everything she could, except, perhaps, her full presence. Ryan listened without judgment. "You're doing your best," he said. "That's all any parent can do. But maybe she doesn't need the world. Maybe she just needs you to see her." Those words hit Ariana like a wave. The boarding call finally came, and Ryan helped her with her luggage. As they walked toward the gate, Lily clung to his hand and looked up at him with trust. Ariana saw something in that moment, a glimpse of what her daughter had been missing all along: connection, understanding, belonging. Before they parted ways, Ryan reached into his bag and handed Ariana a small card. "If you ever want to learn sign language, or if Lily wants a friend, give me a call." Ariana looked at the card, then back at him. "Thank you," she whispered. "For everything." On the flight, Lily fell asleep with a smile on her face, holding the small drawing Ethan had given her, a sketch of two hands signing the word friend. Ariana stared out the window, tears silently streaming down her face. For the first time in years, she felt hopeful. When they landed, Ariana didn't go straight home. Instead, she took out her phone and searched for sign language classes. She wanted to speak her daughter's language, not through words, but through love. Weeks turned into months, and with Ryan's help, Ariana learned to sign. Every evening became a new world for her and Lily, filled with laughter, stories, and understanding. The silence that once felt heavy now felt peaceful, sacred even, and one night, as they sat watching a movie together, Lily touched her mother's hand and signed, "I love you, Mommy." Ariana broke down, hugging her daughter tightly. In that single moment, she realized something she had been chasing her entire life: the true meaning of success wasn't power, or money, or status. It was this: the ability to love and be loved, completely and wordlessly. Months later, as fate would have it, Ariana and Ryan's paths crossed again. This time, not as strangers at an airport, but as two people who had found pieces of themselves in each other's silence. So if you're watching this story right now, remember, sometimes, the most powerful language isn't spoken. It's felt. It's seen. And it's the love that needs no words. If this story touched your heart, like this video, share it, and subscribe, because you never know who might need to hear that. Even in silence, there's a voice waiting to be understood.